Hey, I'm Al. This is CiNEMACHiNE. I'm here with Brandon.
Hello there.
And Ryan.
Howdy.
And Ryan has air conditioner, so
it's great, guys. It's great.
Well, look at
claustrophobic tonight.
Yeah, he's not gonna beg us to quit this episode early, but
get out of here.
So yeah, well, welcome everybody to CiNEMAChine. We want to make sure that everybody knows how to get in touch with us. So Ryan, you want to take care of that before we get started?
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. Obviously. Oh, look at this. This is new.
Yeah. We got an intern, everybody. We got an intern.
Yeah, Brandon's our intern. He's been demoted.
Yeah, thanks for the Patreon dollars. We got an intern for free.
Right. Subscribe button here on YouTube, notification bell so you can stay up to date on everything that we got going on. And then definitely give us a follow on Instagram at CiNEMAChinePod. And like they mentioned, we've got a Patreon now. It's patreon.com/CiNEMAChinePod. And any support we get is hugely appreciated.
Hugely, because we've all become addicted to a very expensive hobby. So it's
what's that, Al?
I've jumped on the train of the vinyl wagon.
You jumped on, you threatened to jump off, you're back on, you're on, you're off. It's hard to,
I decided
you're off. You bought 32 records one day.
I did buy 32 records in one day. I did do that. However, I will say this: the 32 that I bought 2 grab bags, and they were $5, like blind buys, And I was like, there's got to be something good in there. And there are a couple good things here and there, but most of them are trash. Like one record, it's just the sleeve didn't even come with a record. So it's like, and I was really looking forward to it. It was the
so you bought 31 records.
Yeah, I bought 31. I bought 31 sleeves and 32 sleeves and 31 records. But I did get Beastie Boys and Smashing Pumpkins. So I'm pretty excited about that. And but yeah, so I'm full-fledged talking to my financial advisor to see how I can get 6 more jobs to be able to take care of this hobby. So thanks, guys, for making me broke. So no, it's
you can thank Chris. Chris is probably the culprit of all of it.
Well, Chris was one of my gateways. He gave me the Scrooge soundtrack autographed by Carol Kane and someone else we can't read the autograph of.
Is that Bob Kane's sister?
No, Carol Kane's in a bunch of 80s, 90s movies, and she's on an episode of Seinfeld. If you see her, you'll know her. Just look her up. It's spelled just like you think. Kane with a K, though. So anyway,
so it wasn't like I think.
She's like the angel that flies down with the high voice.
You're making me think of, is it Born Identity with Kane with a K? I think it is. John Michael Caine. He's got a passport. Yep, that's what it is, guys. That's what it is.
Figured it out.
Movie podcast.
All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. No, so I mean, I'm having fun. It's better than Netflix. I'll say that. So it's good times. So I'll put that Netflix money into records. I found a really good record store. Found a couple that are way too expensive. And if anybody knows of a good place to get discounted vinyl, hit us up in the comments because I'm looking because it's expensive.
That it is.
Yes. Well, guys, I don't know. A week or so ago, we talked about how John Boyega jumped off and just left for family reasons off the new Jeremy Saulnier Netflix movie. So there's been a few developments kind of telling, I don't know who to believe anymore. It's the internet. So
well, this was from the Hollywood Reporter. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying
a more reputable site. So.
Yeah. But it's still hearsay. So, but he just kind of walked off because he wasn't okay with his hotel accommodations, and he just was kind of. I have a feeling like
allegedly.
But I have a feeling the term the phrase been drinking a lot of water, guys. I have a feeling the phrase I was in Star Wars was thrown around at one point or another, but
I don't know if he throws that around because I think he's pretty resentful of Star
That's
Wars.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
you know what? And then wasn't all this Twitter and all that stuff kind of? Didn't he get his blue check mark and all that stuff?
Yeah, that was strange.
There's some
He
weird
deleted
stuff
like
going on.
4 months of tweets and it's not verified anymore.
So something about to go down with John Boyega.
Something's going on. Who's to say though? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, hey, John Boyega, we hope the best for you. But it
is
smells
interesting
like fire.
because I think his leaving has pushed the production to like next year.
Yeah. Which that's a bummer.
Which is unfortunate.
It's a bummer. I was really excited to see another CiNEMAChiNE film sooner than later, but I'll be able to not have Netflix for longer now, so that works out. So,
well, way to look on the bright side.
Yeah, it's all about me.
The little like blurb that kind of was, interesting in that article was when it says industry veterans say they can't remember an instance in which a star walked away from a movie when filming was underway. And the quote was, "I know actors who wanted to back out of a movie, but nobody actually bails. Not once they started shooting."
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
So
that's, but I can't put my finger on it, but it just seems like I remember a story or two about somebody bailing on a movie in the last few years. And I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking like making something up, but it just feels like that was true. So it may have just been an independent movie. So I know those don't really matter. If a tree falls in the woods, nobody sees it or hears it. Does it really happen? I get it, but
I'm in the middle of watching Entourage right now, and there's kind of this kind of deal going on between one of the main characters and WB. It's kind of funny.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
WB.
Yeah.
Clever. Well, speaking of on-set issues, Indiana Jones himself, Harrison Ford, was hurt on set again. So
he tried to land his plane on set, crashed again.
Didn't he get hit by like one of the walls or something like that? Like something in Star Wars, yeah, like broke his foot or whatever. So what's he, 70 something, 80, almost? He's almost 80. Good Lord, dang. But so this is it's gonna push that back a little bit so Brandon can hold off on watching Indiana Jones a little bit longer.
Yeah, good for you, Brandon.
He knew that I needed a little more time.
So coming up, he's like, Brandon's like, I can't watch Sopranos and the Indiana Jones trilogy at the same time.
Yeah, that's a lot. Actually, I'm not making a lot of progress on that Sopranos front, so I got to get back on that. So, but yeah.
Well, I mean, where are you? Where are you in the saga?
I haven't moved. The needle has not moved.
Oh, now we're talking in vinyl terms. I got you.
Yeah.
We're just like everybody next week. We're not even talking about movies. So yeah, I mean, I
think this was like a surprise to no one.
He's 80.
He just continues to have these types. I mean, God bless him. He's still going at it at his age. Right. And honestly, we talked about it last week, but he looks great for his age. But yeah, I mean,
fantastic. But his
just can't do things. I think he did this during rehearsal, right? That's what it said. Rehearsing a fight scene.
I believe you're correct. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't understand that. I believe you're correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like you said, not a big surprise. Not the most wonderful thing, but hey, it could be a lot worse. So let's be thankful that it's not a lot worse.
Yeah, I think did it say that they were still resuming filming, just moving on to things that
they were
didn't have to have him.
They'll just I mean, have a feeling, even though he's this. Hey, how's it going?
T-Dubs is back.
What's up, TW? No apologies necessary whatsoever. We're just glad you're here. Period. So, I have a feeling that old Indiana Jones isn't going to be in the movie as much as we might like him to be. I know it's called
Awesome.
Indiana Jones, but I think they're trying to pass the torch in this one. I haven't heard anything. I'm just guessing. This is just
They're
me.
bringing Mutt back. Bring back Mutt. Bring back Mutt. Come on, say it with me. Right?
No. I'm not on board. So I have a feeling that's what they're going to do. So I have a feeling that he'll be in the movie, like I would say 75%, but not, the
You
higher.
heard it here. Exclusive.
Gas pump news. He'll be in a bunch, just not action wise. Yeah.
Wait for that article tomorrow, and all the trades are saying that he's going to be in 75% of Indiana Jones 5.
Source CiNEMACHiNE.
Yeah. These guys are liars. We spoke to the director. Then we start getting phone calls and emails. Like we don't even know. We're like, what? Hang on one second. What? You took that seriously? Al said it? No, never take anything Al said seriously.
Al Moses _ gas pump news.
That's right.
It's like a Leslie Knope headline. Redhead on CiNEMACHiNe film show on YouTube.
Name of the show to Gas Pump News.
Gas Pump News. Yeah. Trip. Yeah. So, well, we wish you the best there, Indy. We know that you probably needed a nap or two, so it works out for you.
Harrison Ford's the man.
He is the man.
I
hope he's not sleepwalking through this movie like he has in a lot of the last few he's been in. I think the best he was really good in 2049. The rest of them, he's kind of doing the Bruce Willis thing where he just kind of like, good paycheck. I'm here.
Can't think of what else he's been in besides Call of the
He's
Wild.
also 78.
Star Wars.
Well, yeah, he was good in Star Wars. I thought
he might just be
he's kind of sleepwalking through it to me. What?
Nothing. Just nothing.
Just have my own conversation up here. All right. Well, one of my favorites, and I believe one of your favorites as well, both of you guys, Quentin Tarantino has a new release coming out. However, it's not a movie. It's a new book.
What is it?
It's the novelization of, there you go, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it has quite a bit of new footage. It's not really tons. It's a few scenes. It's not tons, but it's a few scenes.
Yeah.
It's a few scenes.
We needed that clickbait headline.
Oh, thank you. I
got to get the viewers up.
Yeah. Well, then put some of my news headlines in there. You'll get them. Al says WB's on fire. No,
just Al.
Yeah.
Literally.
Brandon and Ryan want nothing to do with this. No.
Did y'all watch the trailer for the book?
I did. That's how I know it was. Yeah. It was fairly. It was a little bit. I'm gonna get it just because it's Tarantino. I'll get it. Completionist.
You know the answer.
Yes, he is. A novel by Quentin Tarantino. Yes, he did author this. I read the article in it, and he's celebrating. Which, it's one of those things. He's doing like a in-person deal where he's talking about the book and everything. And it'd be interesting to watch him, but at the same time, as much as I love Tarantino, I cannot stand to watch the man talk. Like it's like,
I love watching him talk.
I think he's very smart, but he's so excited about all the topics that he talks. It's weird how I'm going to say this. He talks over himself. Like he's back and forth and everything. Now, the one thing I can't stand is when he narrates his own movies. Can't stand it. It takes me out of it. But still, Hateful Eight's my favorite movie by him, so I can't say too much. Well, guys, you're going to read the book?
I think he's doing that the thing you're talking about at the New Beverly, and I think the Cinema Blend boys are hosting that. I think that's what I saw this week, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. I do get what you mean, Al. There we go. Thank you, TW. See, we became good friends last week.
Yeah, well, I think it definitely does take you out when he's narrating because we know him, we know what he sounds like, and even when he's in movies, it's a little distracting.
It's very distracting.
But I imagine for the casuals, it's not a big deal.
Although he's hilarious in Pulp Fiction and Desperado when he tells the joke at the bar in Desperado, and he's the guy helping the folks clean up after the accident. I'm trying not to say where you can say on YouTube. He's trying to clean up after the accident in Pulp Fiction. That's pretty funny. So one of the better scenes. So
it's a good one.
It is. Did you guys like?
Need to return to it.
TW, everybody out there, did you guys like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as a movie? And are you planning on picking up the book? Let us know. So
we did a review of that one.
Huh?
We did a review of that one.
We did.
Check it out.
Yeah, you should. You should. See?
That link will be popping up anytime now on the screen. A little bubble.
Right there. Right there. Did you see it?
Oh,
did you see it? Did you click it?
Didn't work. It didn't work.
Anyway, we got to get some better technology. Well, I think we've all seen.
Guess we forgot.
It was fine. Oh, sorry. It was fine. I feel I needed to rewatch. It's been a while. Okay. Okay. So ending through.
I love the ending. It's great.
The ending made that movie. That and the scene, which you can all see all this in our review, but that and the scene at the ranch.
You were on a horsey.
I will say that
that wasn't it.
That's probably, I'll say it. That's definitely Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance ever, in my opinion. So
he said it.
I said it.
Yeah, I think.
I know Brandon's all clean shaven tonight. It caught me off guard.
Yeah. Kind of mix it up. Keep you on your toes. That movie, I really like that movie, but it's one that I haven't returned to since our review. Since I saw it, I've only seen it once. I enjoyed it, but I just I imagine. I think I've probably said this on the review, but I think it's one that would improve upon with each rewatch.
Yeah, let me get that clip ready. You did say that. Yeah. So
that's why I loved it so much.
I heard a lot of people say that
it's such a twist.
But here's the thing: did you like Inglourious Bastards? Because that's real, events that he altered. I think he likes.
Well, that's why it's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood too. It's fairy tale.
Yeah. The Departed.
The Departed is good. It's a good one.
But if you don't know, that's the thing. I think I may have mentioned this as well. Go back, listen to our review. But like David, who's been on the podcast before,
I was wondering.
He didn't know the Sharon Tate story, so he didn't understand the ending. It didn't like. He was like, "What's the point? I don't get it." And so I explained. He was like, "Oh, that makes sense." So
that's just one of those stories that you just kind of know. Like I don't know why I think I know it because of my mom back in the day talking about it, but just
I know it because of Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
9 Inch Nails.
Okay.
Recording that album in that house.
Yeah.
I don't know why I know it.
What about you guys in the comments? Why do you know it?
News. That's how you know it. I figured it out. Quentin Tarantino writes news for Gas Pump News. So he switches it up. It does help that we're so far, that we're removed from it. I'll say this: Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a middle tier movie for me for Quentin Tarantino on his movies. Not to say it's worse than any. I just have others that I would watch before that. And Hateful Eight is number one for me. All right. So I believe everybody here has seen Nobody, right?
Except for Brandon.
Seriously.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yes, let's do our review now. Good.
I think I made it very clear in our text messages that I loved that movie when I watched it.
I have not shared my opinions of it, but
I'm waiting for it to drop a little bit in price and I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a couple weeks. So
I wonder when my it's so I thought about this the other day.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Bob Odenkirk, nobody. Just Google that bad boy. Well, yeah, the Odenkirk film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming out with a sequel, guys. Maybe it's in the works.
Dude, so, they are.
It'll be out before Brandon sees the original, so it'll work out. So
they are, and they should. They absolutely should.
It was. I mean, Odenkirk was convincing. As I used to watch
these movies could be so much fun, like John Wick style fun.
Yeah, but they're heavy-handed, but they're lighthearted at the same time, and that's the fun. So I won't say too much more because I don't want to ruin it for people that have already mentioned they haven't seen it, not just Brandon but TW and others. So we won't spoil it. We'll do a full review after Brandon watches it. So everybody send those Patreon dollars so Brandon can afford to buy the movie. There we go.
Thank you.
I'm sure they're going to green light
Blu-ray charity fund.
Movie did all right.
It's so funny. I thought about this the other day. Like my threshold for buying vinyl is so much higher than Blu-rays, and it doesn't really make sense. Like threshold, I'm like, oh, $25 for a vinyl. So like, yeah, like so it's higher for. I'm saying like, no, higher.
The dollar amount is higher. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Gotcha. Higher threshold for like what I consider a deal.
Well, it's because they're all pretty much that price point.
Yeah, you're not gonna get.
It's true.
Any.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail, but I just thought it was kind of funny.
Brandon.
Unless you get a grab bag, 32 records for $5.
It's true.
It was 15 for $5, and I bought 2 of them. And let me tell you something. They stink, and when I say stink, I mean smell. They smell bad. Yeah, they smell.
I have a few of those.
And I got some doozies in there. I got Midnight Star, which is like an 80s kind of like you've heard of the band Cameo, right? They're similar. Wired.
You know them, Ryan. You know Korn's cover of Word Up.
You got to go.
I do know
that circle to get to Cameo.
Well, that's the connection. Yeah. I know how to connect to him.
We finish each other's sentences.
Snyder's.
Oh, God. So I don't know how it came back. So but I got that and got some Kenny Rogers in there. But man, most of it is just scratched beyond repair. It's just terrible. It's got so much dirt and static on it.
So are those the ones you were testing on your turntable?
I stopped testing
so I
after
think I might have figured the problem out.
Yeah. Oh.
Mr. Buscemi?
Mr. Buscemi.
Is this an inside joke?
No, I'm just laughing at the silence.
Hey, Mr. Buscemi, how you doing? TW, please let us in.
He's calling one of us. Maybe Steve Buscemi. Who could it be?
Is that Brandon?
I don't know.
Did you shave your beard? Now you're Steve Buscemi.
I sure hope not.
Brandon's gonna be like rubbing horse shampoo on his face tonight. Grow it back. Brandon having his how do you feel?
I don't know if I'm familiar.
Really? With the quote? Really?
Yeah.
The quote king over here. Like
I feel like you've sent that as a gift before.
Hey, dudes, or later, whatever it is, where he's all right. It's very rare that you can stump Brandon
seriously
with the the old game of, hey, let's quote something. So, all right, guys. Now this weekend, F9 comes out.
Fine.
F9. It comes out.
Who's excited?
Do what?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're putting Jurassic World Dominion footage teasers on the front, and it shows some new dinos.
What?
Yeah.
Well, they released that little like
Teaser,
small teaser.
but they got the extended version, and it's gonna be an IMAX. So is
Indeed.
the $39.95 tag for 9? Is that worth price of admission to go see this?
Nope.
And to anybody?
No, not for me. But you know,
I mean,
and here's the thing, and I'm not like against anybody wanting to see Fast and Furious 9. I have all of them, so I'm not like critiquing anyone that's going to see it. But I didn't see the last one in theaters, and I haven't seen the what's the spinoff, the Hobbs and Shaw one? I haven't seen it.
You didn't see Fate?
I did see Fate, but I didn't see it in theaters. I watched it once.
I've only seen
When I
one of
was
these
6.
movies. Yeah. I've only seen one of these movies, and that was with Brandon. That was it. And he's like, nah, you got to see one in theaters. So I did.
I think I watched
I would have said
through
that.
the fourth one, maybe. The one that was called just Fast and Furious was kind of maybe I saw one more after that. I don't know.
It's a guilty pleasure of
This
mine.
is a bummer. Yours are still locked down? Oh, man.
Oh, man.
TW, where are you? Oh, you're in Canada.
Canada.
That's right. Oh, man.
Canada.
Man, buddy, I'm sorry. What part of Canada? So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Are you guys excited about the Jurassic World Dominion?
I am
am.
intrigued by it. Yeah.
Did you guys
honestly,
watch
it's
that,
one of those movies that I don't even need to see any trailers for. Like, I'm already in.
Yeah, I mentioned I'm super excited for the premise as far as it being inland, not being on like Isla Sorna and all that anymore. But did y'all see that trailer that I sent you? Apparently somebody leaked the trailer. You didn't watch it?
I ain't watching no handy cam.
I watched it. I watched it.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for it. Now, but here's the thing, Brandon. Are you excited enough to leave your house to watch it?
Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to think about it for a second. Did you see that? Did you see that? See that delay?
He's never coming back.
He's agoraphobic all of a sudden. He's like, I'm never leaving. I've got everything I need. Cows in a movie theater.
Smells like dead chickens outside anyways.
I love the Jurassic franchise, so that's a no-brainer for me.
Well, in other,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, I'll go see it. And other upcoming
to see Contrevorro, see what he does with a new. And I told you that I like the Battle of Big Rock, the little short they put out. Thought it was solid. And if you haven't seen that, check it out. But yeah, the footage itself that they tease looks cool. It seems like they're doing some sort of flashback sequence to the prehistoric era.
Yeah.
So it was very, very short and brief, and a little loosey goosey with what it teased. But we'll see. I believe people have already seen the footage. I think they showed it to like some bloggers, because I remember seeing people posting like recaps, what you'll see when you go see it. So that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
but if you do see it, if you go see Fast 9, which I don't plan to see in theaters, but if anybody does see it, report back to us. Let us know how it was.
Yeah. Just, we want it transcribed, please. So some movies are written from just a blank idea. Some movies are written from, like they're adapted from a book. And now there's a movie that's going to be adapted from a Pop-Tart joke from Seinfeld. So, yes.
But why?
Hey, we got drops.
All right. We're a morning radio show now. All right. Exciting.
I love it.
All right. So yeah, you excited about this one?
I honestly am. I'm excited about anything that Jerry.
I like
Seinfeld's
Seinfeld.
attached to.
Yeah, Seinfeld hasn't done me wrong. Can't say I watched the B movie. I know it got some flack.
Yeah,
back
that's
then,
the
but
one thing that
I know
didn't
kids
watch either.
like it
I've
now.
seen it many times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's a bedtime for whatever reason. Anytime Luna is like wanting to like do a sleepover in our bed, she wants to watch that. I don't know why, but that's her go-to.
Is it good?
So. It's fine. I mean, it's
Gotcha.
know, it's solid.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a
It's
sucker
a B
for Seinfeld,
movie,
so.
you know.
Yeah, I too am a sucker for old Mr. Seinfeld. He and Larry David. Larry David did make Sour Grapes, which is not the best movie in the world. But
He's directing this, isn't he?
yes, he is, and he's starring in it. So
you said it's based off of a joke from Seinfeld.
it's like a bit from my understanding. Yeah, like a stand-up.
Yeah, I saw him live a few years ago, and it's crazy the energy that he has. Like
Well,
he
what's
runs around on stage. And
What's crazy about him is he shows up with like no less than like 4 sets in his head, and he assesses the audience and says, he's like a jukebox. That's the set I'm doing tonight. And they'll be completely different. One for younger, one for older, one for, he looks at that's amazing. If you haven't seen the documentary, The Comedian, where he basically throws all of his old material away, he writes a whole new stand-up show during that, and you see his process and everything. It's pretty impressive to watch. If anybody's ever just wanted to know what that process is like, beating your head against the wall trying to come up with those just the punchlines and the timing and everything. So it's pretty awesome. And how he's humble. Let's say this. He's not humble, but he respects the craft of comedy so much that it comes off as humility to a certain degree. So, yeah. So
Gotcha.
you guys,
I know that you guys both are big Seinfeld fans, like as far as the
boy.
show and that kind of thing. It's not a show that I've seen bits and pieces, but never one that I latched onto. But I'm willing to give it a chance. It's just, not something that I'm passionate about one way or the other.
you're gonna love it.
yeah, we're gonna pull you out of your house for that one. It's Netflix.
What's up with that?
It's a Netflix show movie, right? Yeah. So you guys have been to Disney, right,
Many times.
Ryan?
Many times.
When I was
Go there more than
I was
anyone should.
17.
That
Well,
doesn't live close.
familiar with Tower of Terror?
I am.
I've heard the
They're making a movie
It's
out of
based
that.
on a it's what you call it, Twilight Zone.
Yep. So they're making a full movie out of that, and Scarlett Johansson's going to produce and star in. So I like how they throw producer around just flippantly now. Like that's how they get their money. That's like songwriter in Hollywood. But yeah, that's I have no interest in this. Do you guys have interest in this? I
mean, it just depends on what the approach is. There's something to be mined there as far as if you've ridden the ride. There is story, to the ride as far as the Twilight Zone type stuff. But it just depends on what it is. I mean, listen, they made a pretty big franchise out of a ride at Disney that had no story, period, and was pretty successful. And I enjoy 3 of them. But we'll see. It's one of those wait and see type things. I like Scarlett Johansson, so I don't know. Did they say who the creatives behind as far as can't remember besides her producing? I didn't read to see if any of that is lined up yet.
She was the star of the article, so I think that's the name that's going to get the money and everything. So
it's from all right. So it says the writer of Toy Story 4 and Inside Out. So that's a plus for me. I'll enjoy both those movies.
It was also a TV movie back in the 90s with Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst. So
the Goot.
Can't wait for those hipsters to come out. It's not as good as the original. It's not as good. Steve Guttenberg is a revelation.
These hipsters, Al, is that who that is?
Nope. I am not.
Good one, Ryan. You got him.
Thanks.
Got me. Zing. Well, so here's the thing. This is happening too.
You're highlighting it. To be fair, I forgot that it was still pulled up on the screen. So sorry, I didn't mean to be so abrasive.
It's okay. Yeah. So this is happening. There's a Western, Dead for $1. It's close to I'd buy that for $1. Team director.
What is that reference?
RibbleCup. You might have heard of it. RibbleCup.
Do you have your mask, Brandon?
It's on the table somewhere.
With Willem Dafoe
sure
and Christoph Waltz. So I think I'm interested in this because I like all involved. So yeah.
Director Walter Hill, what has he done? Walter Hill.
He has done The Warriors, 48 Hours, older movies, of course. The Warriors is like one of those movies that is cult classic. 48 Hours is one of my favorite movies.
Come Out and Play.
Come out. Yeah. So Warriors, come out to play. Yeah.
I'm very hot and cold with Westerns, but I really
I thought you were about to talk about your air conditioner. I was like, what?
No.
He's just
he didn't hear tonight, boys.
His feelings right now.
Going through the changes.
No, he didn't hear tonight, boys.
I'm
quite chilly, actually.
So I'm interested in this. I don't know, old gritty director and two gritty actors and making a Western. Yeah, bring it on. I like a good Western.
Talking about people coming like to actually like not like phoning it in. I hope that Christoph Waltz does I hope that he doesn't phone it in because he's had some pretty like
that's awesome
wooden performances lately.
I think he's one of those actors.
Alita. I thought he was kind of like uninterested in Alita, which was a movie I really enjoyed, except for him. Unfortunately, but yeah,
you said that so pointed, except for him. Like
he just didn't seem like he cared, and he also just didn't fit in. Like,
well, I think a lot of those actors that are so good. I think they have a hard time sometimes, and I'm not excusing this away. I'm just saying this might have been it. Have a hard time with the CG acting to nothing kind of thing. I think they're maybe a slave to the old way of doing things, but who knows? Maybe he got there and he was promised one thing. Could have been. You just never know. But I'll give him a chance. I have to admit, what you're saying is true for. I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff, but the few things I have seen him in is. I think it's also because he was so good in Inglourious Bastards. It's hard to live up to that. Like if you're expecting that performance, you're not going to get it.
He was in. I forget that he was Blofeld. And what was it? What was that one called? Sky? Nope, not that one. What was it? What was it called, Ryan? You're the Bond guy.
Blofeld?
Wasn't he Blofeld?
What?
Didn't he play
Spectre?
Blofeld? No. And what was the Bond movie? The one after
Spectre?
Skyfall.
Spectre?
That's what I just said.
Yeah. What did I say?
Yeah. Not that.
Yeah.
I said Blofeld. Did I not? Maybe I said Blowfield. What's the? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about.
I heard Blowfield.
Anyway, I was just saying. I forgot that he was even in that because I don't. Well, I don't. That's
That was
a
an
pretty
easy
forgettable
movie to
movie.
forget.
I've honestly not seen Spectre. Just everybody was so sour on it. I just didn't see it.
It was
I do
Skyfall's
like-
so awesome. It's just it was such a step back, even in stakes and everything.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about this new James Bond movie coming out?
Stop it! Yes, the poster's still up. You ask me every 2 weeks.
Skyfall. Talking about Blowfield, just for clarification.
Well, I know, but I said
Thank you,
Skyfall,
TW.
but I said
That's 2
Sky,
weeks in
but
a
I was
row
like,
that
no, that's not
TW
it.
got branded.
Oh man.
Oh.
No, Ryan loves Bond.
Yeah, Ryan loves
He's
Bond.
had the No Time to Die poster framed on his wall
With the
for, like,
original
2 years
release
now.
date.
Original release date, guys. I have to take a Sharpie and change the release date.
He's got one of those Christmas
4 months.
calendars with the little blocks where he turns down the numbers. That's what he's got now. So no, it's well, hey, we'll see, guys. We'll see if that ever comes out in theaters. So Netflix is moving and shaking, making a bunch of deals. Yeah, right there. They're doing that right there. Spielberg is throwing Amblin into the deal with Netflix. So they'll still release out in theaters. Don't worry.
And it's also
seems to be a
important
sign of the times.
Note that it is not necessarily Spielberg directed movies. It's produced through
Right.
Amblin.
Yeah, it's just Amblin.
Doesn't mean that he
Come on.
couldn't do one for Netflix, but in that article, it also said that
Wouldn't hold your breath.
he's going to do theatrical movies through Universal.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see, guys.
I think Amblin is a good match for Netflix, though. Personally, as far as my own personal like interest, family wise, like that's the type of
Stranger
movie
Things.
Exactly. But yeah, stuff in that vein. Netflix. It's a good. I think it would be a good, production company to have in their pocket. And I think they said that they're doing 2 movies a year.
Yeah, something like that. I forgot the cadence, but yeah, I believe you're right. So, well,
they're making moves. Here's the thing. I think that you're going to see a lot more direct. I mean, you already saw like Fincher, you saw Scorsese. Other directors have jumped on the Netflix train, and now that they're kind of open to doing theatrical, they gave Snyder 2 weeks to do theatrical before Army of the Dead, and they said that that's something that they'll probably do going forward with their bigger movies. I think you'll see a lot of directors be more open. The ones that are very peculiar about wanting their movies to play in theaters, you'll see them kind of be more willing to jump on the Netflix train. So I think.
Yeah. I don't know, TW. I have to check it out. I personally have Peacock, but I'll be honest with you. I haven't peeked into the movies too much.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it makes sense.
Universal and NBC are
Makes sense, but I haven't looked into the movies on there just so much. I literally got Peacock for a couple sitcoms that I did that aren't available to buy digitally. So I'll look into it. Some more Netflix news. David Harbour from Stranger Things says there's he's teasing a definite ending for Stranger Things. Says not in season 4. So do we think this means a movie? Do we think this means, because they said season 4 was going to be it.
You keep saying that. But I don't know if they did.
They did.
Okay.
Saw it at the gas pump.
Saw it at the gas pump.
Gas pump said it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know if a movie is how they would end it. I still think it's going to be. I mean, it could be if it is, it'll be a Netflix movie. But yeah, I think they'll do some sort of final season and market it as so. I think the what are the directors? The brothers, Duffer Brothers.
Duffer Brothers, yeah.
They've said, and I think it was in this article from the Hollywood Reporter. They said season 4 won't be the end. We know what the end is, and we know when it is. But the pandemic has given us time to look ahead, figure out what is best for the show. Starting to fill that out gave us a better idea of how long we need to tell that story. So that could give some credence to what you're saying about them originally maybe wanting it to be.
Yeah, they said it right after season 3 was over. They said it would be the 4th season would be out, but they said that, money speaks louder than promises. So
these kids are gonna be middle aged by the time this show ends.
I just hope they don't turn it into like The Walking Dead, where nobody cares about it anymore. Like they're,
I agree. I mean, but it seems like, this is also PR speak, so who knows? But it seems like they're being genuine when they say that they know it, as long as they know how to end it, and they're just not milking it.
And then, like 15 years down the road, Millie Bobby Brown will be washed up, and she'll be like, "Hey, I need a gig." And they'll be like, "Let's revamp that Stranger Things. You're the mom now, and you have a daughter that gets stuck in the wall," and that's how they'll do it. So, yeah.
Cat in the wall.
Oh, that's what happened. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm excited about Stranger Things still. I don't know. I mean, Ryan, are you a fan of Stranger? Oh, this is happening.
I was a big fan of the first season, and I like the last one more than the second. But
don't mind that.
We called Brandon an intern. He's like, "Yeah, I'll show you, intern."
I love it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ryan.
No, I like the first season a lot. Second and third I like better than the second, but I'm not like super hyped for the show anymore at this point, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I really love the first and third.
Yeah, I'll say the same. Third season was fun. The third season, I will say this, it got me with the mall, because I remember malls like that.
And you went to that mall.
I did go to that mall. You're correct.
After it was over.
I did. I sat at Brandon's house with he and Melissa and watched all of it. Did we watch all of it?
4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, we watched a majority of it. And then I was like, as we were finishing up the episode, I was like, hang on. I looked it up, and it was right down the street from where I lived at the time. So I just went by there, and a security guard. So what happened was they took the mall. It was a gutted mall, but they had one store that was still in commission. And it was for like prom dresses and stuff. It made no sense for me to have to go to that store. But you had to walk through the set to go to that store, or come into that store from the outside of the mall. And a security guard, a little sleepy old man, was sitting there, and he's like in his chair. And I said, "Oh, I got to go to that store." And he goes, "All right, cool." So I walked over there, and I
prom dress.
Yeah, I got my phone like this, like,
I'm going to the prom.
And he said, "Put your phone away." And I was like, "Okay." And he comes up and he tries to take my phone. So you can see in the video where I'm like walking faster, trying to get away from him. And he's trying to take my phone. So then I go through that store, and I have to go outside the store around the entire mall in like the hot of Georgia summer, like not summer, but like, well, it was summer still. And
July 4th.
Yeah, right in the thick of it. I go around the whole entire mall. I'm like, whew, like I got away from like the cops or something. I got away from like some sleepy old security guard, but it was really cool. I won't tell any spoilers, but I will say this. As I had said, I hadn't seen the rest of the show yet, so I knew something happened. I didn't know exactly what happened, but it was cool, man. It looked like, and the thing was, the set was, I mean, yeah, if you've ever been on a set, you know it's much smaller than it looks, but they made that look like wide, like it looked like the full mall was going, but it was only like a very small portion of that mall that was fully dolled up in the 80s regalia. So it was pretty nice. It was pretty cool. Took me back to the olden days. So, but yeah, went to a little ice cream shop, all that stuff.
Scoops Ahoy.
Yeah, that's where I went. So it was pretty cool. And the marquee on the front of the mall,
Starport.
Yeah, they had that inside the mall, pushed off to the side and stuff. And then they had the movie theater that they went to in that show in that season, and they had all the movie posters up, and it was like Pee-wee's Big Adventure and all these movies that I love. I think Beetlejuice might have been up there. I can't remember. Anyway, it was total throwback. You really felt like you were in an 80s mall. So it was pretty cool. So good old days. The good old days. So anyway.
Well, the thing that I did bring up prematurely, and I apologize for that. Sorry, guys. Please let me stay on the show.
Yeah, just stay after the show. Okay,
was is it Damien Chazelle? His new movie. They just cast Olivia Wilde, Spike Jonze, and Tobey Maguire. And they already had Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt attached, which is like, I feel like we report on all these like stacked cast movies like every week, like between like David O. Russell's new movie and that Bullet Train movie and Knives Out 2. Seems to be the way to get things made now. It's just stack as many names as you can in a cast. But this is a good cast, so I'm excited to see what it is.
Well,
I think it's actually, I think they said what it is. It's like an old, which this is
an ode to old Hollywood.
Yeah, it's something that they can't stop making when it comes to Hollywood. It's like they're so self-indulgent.
They love to fall all over themselves. I mean, oh, look at us. I think, I honestly think that all these people that are in movies now kind of wish it were like the olden days, but they can't say they wish it was that way because it's offensive to somebody. So they can't say that like, oh, we love it, but then they make a movie about it and gush all over it. And it's Oscar bait and all that stuff, but it's also other kinds of baits. But I mean, it's I don't know. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was like Quentin Tarantino's love story, like love letter to Hollywood from himself, you know, and this might very well be the same thing, but we've many times said that these stacked casts give us pause, and I don't expect a whole lot from them.
Damien Chazelle, he did La La Land, which I believe is also in the vein of that. I know it's a musical, but it's also one of those like old Hollywood type movies.
Yeah.
Love letter type things. And then, which I never saw, but I did see Whiplash, which I really like. And I haven't seen First Man, although I was tempted to buy it. It was on sale this week for like $7, but I didn't pull the trigger on it.
Jeez.
But I did pull the trigger on this.
Hey, nice.
Excited to watch that again.
Yes.
Enjoyed it. What was that, Al?
Yes.
Why are you the way that you are?
Brandon.
He had that one ready.
Yeah. Brandon's so excited.
Al hates Elizabeth Moss. I got to get this one ready.
No, I just didn't like the movie. Go watch our review of that too. You can then pop that link up, Brandon.
It's up.
Fired. Fired. Yeah. So, well, let's talk about some movies that dropped trailers this week. How about that?
For sure.
Now, as I've said many times, I'm not a big musical fan. Brandon asked me if I would.
That's actually a good one. You need to write that one down.
Brandon asked me if I would give up my musical hatred for Adam Driver in a musical, and that's what the trailer is for. Is Annette. So, are you guys? I know Brandon's excited about this. I mean, I shouldn't even ask.
Kylo Ren rock opera.
Yeah, looks like Jesus Christ Superstar. Ryan, interested?
I don't do musicals. Can't do it.
There we go. We have a
Watch it for
simpatico
Katie.
on something.
Yeah, I still can't do it.
Yeah. She's my ride or die, yo.
I'm not a big musical guy either.
That's not what it sounds like.
But I do like I do like some Adam Driver, so I make an exception.
Imagine if John.
I thought it looked solid. I thought it looked good. I mean, I know that the musical element is a hang up for a lot of people, but
can you imagine John Bernthal's like doing his screaming voice singing?
that'd be something. That would be something.
Brandon would be in heaven if they were in a musical together about Creed.
Yes, do it. Love that too.
Got Barenthal playing Tremonti and Adam Driver
playing Scott Stapp. Do it.
And then you got
I like it.
What's the guy's name? I always forget his name. Dang it. The neighbor in Game Night. He's been dating Kirsten Dunst forever.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, he'll play the drummer. Spike with this like spiked hair and the bro necklace. And then
his nickname is Spike. So
is it?
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah. It's probably right after he shot that, honestly. It's probably why. Imagine.
Well, I don't know. Not my jam. Brandon.
Oh, no.
Gosh.
Alter Bridge movie would be good too.
Gosh.
They got a comic book out right now, actually. So check it out.
Have you checked it out?
No, I can't read.
Yeah.
It's pictures, Brandon.
There's some words.
Brandon needs a little bouncy ball that they used to have on like
Yeah.
the music. Well, then they had Titan trailer. Did you guys watch this trailer?
I watched this. I don't know if y'all did.
I did.
Good
I watched
Lord. This movie looks insane.
Okay.
And in a good way. I'm actually excited for this. I don't know what it's about, but it looks bonkers.
So I was watching the trailer and I was like, I don't know what to think of it yet. I was giving it I was giving a little bit of I was like, I don't know about this. Okay. And I could just hear Brandon going, this looks like it's right up your alley, Al. So I'm watching it. And then it comes up from the director of Raw. And I was like, okay, now I'm interested. So, I'm interested. I can't say that the content really drew me in, but have you guys seen the movie Raw?
Apparently you can get away with nudity on YouTube somehow. I don't know how they got away with it because there's a lot of it in that trailer. It's not a Red Band trailer.
Yeah. Next week, tune in. We're doing nude podcast. We're gonna try
give
it
a shot.
Ryan has air conditioning now, so
Still
my
gotta put those tights on.
my screen's completely blurred from just brightness. So yeah, I mean I'm interested.
I haven't seen Raw, but
to be announced. Yeah, Raw is a it's a tough one to get through because of the subject matter, but it is an interesting movie. I recently was able to finally watch that, and I'd been trying for a while. Missed it in theaters, but yeah, it's an interesting movie for sure. It's not for everybody, I will say that, but well directed, well executed for sure.
Yeah, if you, I would just say, watch this trailer. I don't know how to make sense of what's going on in the trailer, but it just looks.
But that's sometimes a good thing.
Intense and
get uncomfortable, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Get uncomfortable.
Yeah. Planning on it. But yeah, I think it's debuting at one of the festivals coming up. I can't remember which one. And they don't have an actual theatrical release date yet, but watch the trailer. I wish we could show it here, but I figured we get a copyright strike. So
Yeah.
We'll refrain
maybe.
from doing that.
All right. And then
I don't know. It's not WB, so probably not. Everybody else is like, yeah, you're promoting our movie. Why not? WB's like, no, don't do that.
Only Murders in the Building has a trailer for Hulu release. I'm in. Steve Martin Short, Steve Martin for sure. Selena Gomez, I can't get past her voice. She still looks 12 to me, so it's kind of hard for me to get past that. To believe her as anything but like a teenager. But Steve Martin is a genius in my mind, so I'll watch it for sure. You guys,
I think he wrote. Didn't he write this? Or
yes, he did.
He's a major creative behind it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I didn't find that it like funny, but as far as the trailer, but with Steve Martin and Martin Short, I'm like, okay, I'm in. So
Yeah,
that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, Brandon and I had the great opportunity to see them live a few years ago, and it was hilarious. It was. I mean, I was hurting after that, man. That was good. I've seen Steve Martin a couple times with his banjo stuff, and then we got to see him do the just not stand up, but just comedy together. And Martin Short, talk about an old man moving around fast. Good Lord, that man he's like a chihuahua on stage, man. He just goes and goes and goes. All right.
Yeah, that special that we saw live is on Netflix if anybody wants to watch it.
Nice.
Not the version, not the same exact one that we saw, but they filmed it somewhere.
Yeah, if you look really hard, you can see Brandon laughing, which is hard to find. So, Ryan, let's talk about what we've been watching this week. Ryan, what have you been watching? What have you been murdering your eyes with?
Yeah, there it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Go
I'm
Hawks,
right there with
baby.
Brandon on basketball. I can't stand basketball.
Hawks.
I just don't care.
No, I've been watching a lot of basketball. I have been still watching Entourage, and Katie and I are watching Sweet Tooth, which we talked about on Capecast on Monday. And then I saw A Quiet Place 2 in theaters. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We should do a review of that.
Oh, what a great idea.
We should do a review. Yeah, let's do
Maybe we will.
Hey guys, want to do a review of that?
Nah.
I'm down.
Yeah, right.
I'm down.
We'll review it. We're going to review it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Hey, let's do it. Let's record it after this.
Okay.
What a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
Full of great ideas.
Man,
Sounds good.
tell you what. Whew. Acting lessons.
Well, don't tell us what you thought about it. Just tease them.
Zipped.
Yeah.
Tune in to our review of it. How about that?
That's right. It'll be out tomorrow.
Brandon, what have you been watching, my friend?
Man, well, I talked about Escape at Dannemora last week, which we are still watching. I think we have one episode left. We're going to finish that tonight, and it's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. And it's on Showtime, so you should check it out if you haven't. But yeah, I talked about it a little bit more in depth last week. I've been watching a lot of kids' movies, as is common with me. I mentioned that I was going to, yeah, it's my level. It's my level. Can I keep it on my level? But yeah, we watched Luca last week, and I enjoyed it. It's not Pixar's best, but it was good, and Luna enjoyed it. My nephews enjoyed it. I really appreciate the animation style. I think that's something that I brought up last week that I was excited to see because it was a little bit stylistic from a Pixar standpoint. And yeah, it's good. It's on Disney Plus. It's one of those free with your subscription movies. So it's not a premium price attached to it. But yeah, it was good. It was pretty heartwarming story. You know, it's like typical for pulls at the heartstrings with the adults. So it's something for everybody. as is common with Pixar. So
That's awesome.
definitely check it out. If you have any interest in animation or if you have kids, you probably already watched it because that was the thing to watch. And then right after the next day, we watched Wish Dragon, which is on Netflix. And I think this came out in China a few months ago, and then they released it on Netflix stateside.
Mm-hmm.
It's got, I think it's, is it John Cho? Is the Harold and Kumar guy? John Cho, is that his name? He voices the dragon. I think, I think Jackie Chan voiced the dragon in the China release, but
why couldn't they just keep Jackie Chan?
Because it wasn't in English. It wasn't in English.
But he can speak English. They could have just gotten him back.
No, they didn't. I fell asleep in that movie, so I don't know. It's basically Aladdin. So it is actually a carbon copy of Aladdin, reskinned to be set in China. But what I saw was solid. Can't say much more because I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep.
Here's a good review. I fell asleep during it. Bye.
Yeah, that's an hour review.
It was good.
Yeah. One thing that I will say though, and I've had this on my list for a while, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this one out because I haven't been able to talk about it. Still in the Asian theme of things, but I saw Raya and the Last Dragon a few weeks ago actually, and loved this movie. I thought it was great. I thought that like the story is really good, and I think I mentioned this when we were talking about Awkwafina on one podcast, but she was tolerable for me. She plays the dragon in this one. I was worried about her because she's a little abrasive for my taste, but I thought this movie was really good. Thought the story was really strong, and the choreography and action were really, really amazing for animation. So I would definitely recommend it. It is now on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus and you like that kind of movie, check it out. But those are my watches.
Well, I watched something.
How about you, Al?
I watched something. Well, I did a review, as promised. I did a review on Blue Velvet and put that up. So if anybody wants to watch that, please do. I'm doing these bite-sized reviews, like roughly 5 minutes, just to give everybody, just it's all people can tolerate. So I'm going to review Election, the Criterion. Hey, there we go. The Criterion of Election. So I'm pretty excited. I have a lot of feelings about this movie, and you'll have to tune in to find out what they are. It is Criterion. Criterion sale is coming up very soon, and I have to say that I'm getting pretty excited. I have to put the vinyl on the back burner for a minute so I can afford what I've dedicated an entire show to. So it's I'm pretty excited. There are quite a few, and I'll also have a show coming up on what I'm wanting to grab. But if anybody else is going to grab anything during the Criterion sale,
so you already have a list of what you're planning on buying.
I have a couple.
They're all $20, right? Isn't that what it is?
Well, if it depends. If there's a box set, it's just half off. So the single disc are there we go. Oh, you just watched it recently. Yeah. It's Reese Witherspoon does a great job in that movie. And she's pregnant during that movie playing a high schooler. And Matthew Broderick's pretty great in that movie. But I have a list. I have a ongoing list of what I want, and then I whittle it down. But yeah, you can get a movie like a box set or whatever, be 50% off, because there's a box set that I really want that usually costs $100. It'll cost $50, and like the Godzilla box set I think costs $250. It'll be down to $125, so just 50% off.
Many monies.
Oh no, it's a lot of money, but I will say this: if you have a favorite movie and Criterion happens to have put it out, have released a version of it on Blu-ray, I would totally get it because they do take a lot of care of it. So save that for Criterion Corner.
4K yet?
They do on some movies. Some they do 2K restoration just because it fits that particular movie. But yeah, they do some of them in 4K. Yeah. Not a lot of them, but some of them. It's just they just really do what is best for that particular, like what they have available to them to where they can restore it, because they'll go in and get all the pops and cracks off of it and everything. So it's pretty nice. I will say this.
Oh man, just leave them. Just leave them in there, man. It makes it good.
I found a company. There is a company called Mobile Fidelity, and they're basically the Criterion of vinyl. So kind of nervous to know that I found this out. Mobile, yeah. Say stuff about Mobile. But yeah, so that'll be coming out in the next couple of days. And I'm going to try to release a couple per week leading up to the sale. And then I'll have a few. I'll probably release more and more as the sale goes on. So people can just know if they should or shouldn't buy, and they can tell me what they want to buy and stuff like that. So, and Brandon, if he has time, might actually come on and review a movie. So if we can schedule that, so
yeah,
it'll be a good time.
Got to figure out what I'm going to wear.
They only make one of those sweatshirts.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, yeah, and it's almost worn out. So, yeah. Well, we got some movies coming out this week, guys. So let's talk about those and get out of here. We got F9, Ice Road, and False Positive.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well, obviously, the big ticket movie for a lot
Ice
of people
Road.
is going to be F9. Yeah, Ice Road. I'm going to stay in, watch another Liam Neeson movie that looks the same as every other Liam Neeson movie.
Liam Neeson.
I think he was actually quoted recently saying that he himself can't believe that he's still making these movies. So, I haven't seen the trailer for Ice Road. I know it's got Lawrence Fishburne in it.
Fishburne?
Fishburne.
He's in Man of Steel, for God's sake.
Caviar.
Doesn't he spell it like that?
No, he does not.
No, man.
I think it's Burne, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't Google it. It's just shame.
Public school strike again. So anyway,
maybe it. I don't know. Burn. Fish burn. You're right.
we know we were right. There's no.
Now I know. Actually, I think I made that mistake on the podcast before. Probably the Matrix review. That fateful night.
Gremlins starring Lawrence Fishburne. Oh boy.
All right. Okay.
Literacy is nothing to laugh about.
You know what you are?
What?
You're difficult. Really difficult.
You-
You're a difficult man.
Brandon has to bring backups in here. So he's got drops.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you.
Oh, anyway. So any of these movies excite anybody? Because I
The false positive one actually looks interesting. With Pierce Brosnan and Justin Theroux. I don't know the girl. But
Have you seen a trailer for it? The first I've heard of it.
I did see the trailer. I remember
he
I
sent
think
the
we all
trailer
talked
out.
about it.
He sent the trailer out.
Yeah, guys, I don't watch all the trailers. I don't know if you've noticed.
You're on a movie podcast, bro.
Yeah, I have to work during the day, guys.
Brandon and I are living off the Patreon dollars, so it's working out. Whatever. I'm glad nothing's coming out that I want to see, because I'm fully in Criterion mode and I'm watching and rewatching and all that, and so I'm pretty excited. And now I've got the vinyl habit, so that's gonna be good.
You've made TW happy.
Yeah, well, The false positive movie is.
Early
It
to say
seemed
false
like,
positive?
huh?
Is it too soon to say false positive? Because that was thrown around a lot for the last year, with the test and everything. So I don't know. I bet a lot of people think this is about COVID. I bet you a lot of people think this is about COVID. I saw the trailer.
Good.
Ice Road. It's on Netflix. I don't need to watch the trailer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna say that as far as like a recommendation, and this is just like a gut feeling, I would say watch False Positive on Hulu, unless you're invested in the Fast and Furious franchise, or you want to see that snazzy Jurassic World Dominion footage.
What do you think the box office is going to be?
$20.
What do you think the box office is going to be for
$20? That's generous.
What do you think the box office will be for 9?
I think it's going to do well.
They all do well.
I think it'll do well.
Well, everybody said that about Transformers until it didn't do well. So
yeah, but this
is when I say do well, I'm saying like
9 of these actually already.
I do like that a 4-year-old wrote some of the lines for this. So that excites me. That might elevate the script a little bit. So, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, folks,
false positive. You got Pierce Brosnan playing a villain, which could be interesting.
Yeah, agree.
So
I'll have to check that trailer.
It's on Hulu.
There we go.
It looks interesting. Now, I saw a lot of people comparing it to Rosemary's Baby, which I haven't seen.
That's tall.
So movie. I guess if I watch it, I'll be like, yeah, it was really good. It could be a blatant ripoff, but it would have been the first time I'd seen it. So,
Rosemary Baby on Criterion. Just putting out there.
Good.
I'm in that zone, man. It's good times.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all we got for today's show, guys.
Ryan, feel you, TW. Pump for some Dr. Fate. Anyways, go ahead, throw it up there, Brandon.
Oh boy.
Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos we're putting out, all of Al's Criterion reviews he's got coming out. Definitely follow us on Instagram at CiNEMACHiNE and we are on Patreon at patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNE and we appreciate any help.
Yes, we do. And we thank you, everybody that's tuning in, joining the conversation. Please continue to tell your friends the week. We'll just keep it going. As soon as we get 100 people on here. I guess
we should probably reiterate times, because we're trying to keep this consistent. We mentioned this on CapeCast, but trying to do this Mondays and Thursdays, CapeCast and CiNEMACHiNE respectively at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So,
and then they throw me a bone and let me throw out some Criterion collection every once in a while. So it works out.
That's all on you. We haven't kept you from putting anything out.
It's a make a wish for me. So, no,
go watch Al's review of the David Lynch movie, and be on the lookout for that.
Looks like he really paid attention to it when he watched it, Al.
And Brandon commented.
It was on.
Yeah, it was on. I had somebody else watch it and tell me all about it.
Put some production quality behind it. I appreciate it.
Well, folks, thanks for tuning in once again to CiNEMACHiNE. We had a great time. I hope you did as well. Please tell us what you've been watching, what you're going to be watching, what we should be watching. And also, peace out, Alan. So everybody, until next time, continue to watch many, many movies, and we'll see you on the next CiNEMACHiNE.